It's a mix of youth versus experience in a South Suburban Conference showdown. We bring you a special live edition of high school girls volleyball in partnership with Burnsville Community Television. The Prior Lake Lakers at 8-10 take on the Burnsville Blaze at 7-7. Live high school coverage. We're glad you can join us for this special live edition of high school girls volleyball. And even though Prior Lake's record is under 500, they made a huge statement not too long ago when they scored a big win over Minnetonka last week. And in case you don't know, I'm Mike Peden, all by myself talking to myself. That's Chaos Theory. Prior Lake actually finished their busiest week of the season, competing in 7 games, 3 regular season competitions, and then 4 tournament matches at the Eagle Invite in Apple Valley. But that win over Minnetonka, Lakeville South, Rosemount, I talked to Michael Dean about that. He said it's helping them focus and get ready for that next phase, and a big reason for that, Julia Hanson. She leads the state in kills. She's a Minnesota Golden Gopher recruit. She's the all-time leader in kills at Prior Lake, getting over 1,000, passing that mark recently. You also have a couple of solid setters for Prior Lake in Ella Joesting and Catalina Connell. Catalina leads the team in aces with 23. Ella has 10 assists or more in 15 games, and as you can see, both with over 200. So Prior Lake with that 6-2 formation, having a pair of setters, that helps attackers like Julia. And Michael Dean said Alex Lloyd is coming along strong as well. But those are some impressive numbers. That's why we said don't let the record fool you about Prior Lake. They can hang with the best of them in Class 4A. Burnsville, a younger squad, but take a look at this. Kiylah Franke leading the team in kills and hit percentage. Kiylah, a junior, smart and powerful in the words of Josh Wasvet, the Burnsville head coach, and also versatile, plays setter on her Northern Lights team and plays in the 6th rotation spot for Burnsville. Mesaiya Bettis, the freshman, she's coming along well. 10-plus kills in 9 games, 155. And Julia Valoy, 20 assists or more in 4 games, and in 4 separate occasions, she recorded 3 aces. A lot of these pieces, Franke and Valoy juniors, Bettis the freshman, part of this building project that Josh Wasvat talked about when I talked to him during warm-ups. It's year 3 of this foundation, and he said this is the most enjoyable team that he has coached. They play relentless defense. They're getting better on offense. They have a strong service game. And he noted there's some differences and similarities. Franke, a powerful, smart hitter. Mesaiya Bettis, fearless and smooth. Here's a look at the South Suburban Conference standings. Prior Lake not too far behind Shakopee and Egan. Burnsville in 5th at 2-3 in conference play. Lakeville North at 3-2. As always, the South Suburban filled with some great teams. Lakeville South getting back in the mix as well. And if you think the standings are tough, the section, not an easy one for Prior Lake. Burnsville in a more favorable group in Section 6 with the expansion to 4 classes. Burnsville wearing the black, Prior Lake wearing the navy. A little different look tonight than what you might be used to if you've watched our TSB television broadcast, but that's okay. We want to thank Burnsville Community Television for making this live broadcast possible. We'll get names and numbers as we move along. But these two last year played in extended sets. One went to 5, one went to 4. Of course, the season ended prematurely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So far, no cancellations of any kind, and that is a great sight to see. Prior Lake will serve to start things off. This is Liz Coleman, and we're underway. This is Bettis from the left side, just missed the line. Entering this game, Bettis, her hit percentage, 157. Franke, the more accurate hitter, at 270. Coleman gets the ace as it brushed Franke, I believe, and that's all the ball has to do. Just has to touch a player, kind of like the NFL. And Liz Coleman off to a strong start for Prior Lake. That is her 8th ace this season. Connell and Hansen both with 20 or more, and we have a discussion among the officials here. The scoreboard reads 1-1. So there might have been a difference of opinion on that serve. Perhaps we can get another look at it as the officials are conversing. And they award the point to Burnsville. Let's see if we can get a... I thought it went off of Franke, but the officials said no, so the point has been overruled. That will be a service error instead on Coleman, and we're tied at 1. Hansen, you bet. If you followed our coverage before with Prior Lake, get used to seeing the number 7 a lot. She's that good. She led the team in kills last year, leads the state in kills this year. Burnsville on the left side. Prior Lake's block got in there. Set her dump. Burnsville reads it. Hanson with the tip, and she finds a space in no woman's land for an off-speed kill. .277 entering this game, over 1,000 in her career. That is a service error against Sophie Gardner. That makes the score 3-2. But it's early. That's Mesaiya Bettis serving, the freshman. Hanson hits that one over the line judge. A rare hitting error, at least in that regard, and the Burnsville student section giving Julia Hansen a little bit of flack, but I've got a feeling they won't be doing that next year when she wears the maroon and gold. Prior Lake tried to set up to the right side, and they found the space in that block. Here's another look at it. That was number 5 who just got it across the tape, Taylor Henning. And that's why we have the cameras at the floors, to see things I can't. 4-3, Prior Lake leads. Here's Franke. And we have contact at the net, I believe. That will award the point to Burnsville. And we're square at 4. Yes, it was a net contact on Kiylah Harvey. As you know, the net is a no-no. You cannot touch the net or antenna in any way. Courtney Haugen. I should say that was Corinna Benson. Haugen is Prior Lake's libero. They both wear 1, but Benson serves that out of bounds. Tough serve, but Bettis was able to make a play on it. Burnsville will get a free ball as Prior Lake couldn't set up an attack. They'll go to Franke, and she is denied. The ball may have hit the net. Either way, that's a point for Prior Lake. They lead 6-4 in the early going. Here's another look, and it looks like it hit the tape. Burnsville answers back with Evelyn Shiro. Evelyn Shiro, the junior. Only 3 seniors on the Burnsville team. Franke and Bettis, if you're wondering, are getting some looks at colleges. Bettis has a few years left before she has to make a decision. Low serve for Burnsville. Prior Lake able to recover. Benson with the dig for Burnsville. Now Prior Lake answers, another up for Benson. Prior Lake goes to the middle, and Sierra Washington makes the one-handed tap to put Prior Lake up 7-5. Haugen serving for the Lakers. Overpass. That tough serve receive was easy pickings for Alex Lloyd, who is coming along as the game or as the season progresses. Alex Lloyd, 13 kills twice, including that 5-set win over Minnetonka. Lakers lead 8-5. From the back row, it's Bettis. Haugen with a diving up. Burnsville with another chance. They go to the middle. And a ball handling error, double contact on the Blades. 9-5, Prior Lake leads, and as we get another look at that, it's tough to tell double contact sometimes from our vantage point. I don't have the eagle eyes the officials do, but I have noticed that Franke has yet to land a kill. That's her first hitting error. Kiylah Franke, Burnsville's top player, has yet to get on the board. Julia Hanson has scored twice. Here's Franke. And a misplay on Prior Lake. Officially, that is a lift call, so Franke will not get credit for the score, but her hit was responsible for that point. And maybe that will get Franke in a groove. Here's Hanson. Franke with a big up. Now Bettis. That hit the antenna. And Prior Lake extends their lead to 11-6. Nice play by Mesaiya Bettis. After Burnsville made the recovery, Bettis taps it over. That's her first kill. Prior Lake wasn't ready. They still lead 11-7 in set one. Hanson from the back row. She fires a no-doubter, unofficially her third kill in the first set. We'd like to welcome all of you watching live on our YouTube channel and locally on Burnsville Community Television. Wherever you are, we're glad you are spending your evening with us. Hanson. Burnsville with a big save. And they'll get another chance. Nice hustle play by Cassie Santelman, number 2. Almost a collision. Bettis sends it over. Mesaiya Bettis is making lemonade out of lemons. And she's giving Burnsville a couple of sweet scores. Some one-handed finesse on the part of Bettis, but that goes back to the smoothness and fearlessness that Josh Wasvet spoke of before the game. That is a service error. Julia Valoy hit that into the net. Prior Lake leads 13-8. Bettis again. That time Prior Lake able to make a read on it. Burnsville's wall able to stop Hanson. Bettis almost had another point. Prime chance for the Blaze, but coming up with the block, I believe, was Hanson. Yes, it was. Hanson everywhere in this first set. And that is a lift call. Miscommunication on that set to number 13, Ellery Devon. And that will go down as a ball handling error. Prior Lake extending their lead 15-8. Bettis again. I'll tell you what, Bettis has been the bright spot for Burnsville. Hasn't hit for a ton of power yet, but using that finesse and smoothness we talked about a minute ago to her advantage. 3 kills in this first set. Burnsville needs a little more consistency out of their attacking unit. And that is a hitting error on number 5, Taylor Hennon. Went off speed and just missed the mark. Washington out of bounds. Back-to-back hitting errors on Prior Lake. Hanson with the up, or I should say the attack, and a big up by Benson. Hanson will not be denied a second time. We saw this in Prior Lake's season opener with Eastridge, and Hanson has a lot of connections with Northern Lights and the Eastridge team. Hanson, an amazing stroke, a powerful swing, and writing her name in the record books in a big way. Kiylah Franke finally gets on the board with the off-speed teardrop. 16-12, Prior Lake leads. As you watch a special live edition of high school volleyball. Hanson with the runner. Hanson scoring in all sorts of ways. She rotates back to the service position. She recorded at least 1 ace in the first 12 games of the season. Burnsville with a good chance here. Franke will score off the block. 17-13, and whatever happens in this first set, this is what you want to see if you're Burnsville. Kiylah Franke scoring a couple of points, had a sluggish start, but starting to find her openings and pinpoint what she needs to do to make a mark on offense. And they retrieve one of the balls from the stands there. But we're back to action. I'll tell you what, Prior Lake doing a great job in that left corner on the outside. Alex Lloyd scoring her second kill with the off-speed hit. And here is Courtney Haugen. Franke, I don't think got the velocity she wanted, and Prior Lake didn't get the set they wanted. Franke this time got a perfect set to work with. And in the words of Truman Burbank, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. The hardest hit ball we've seen out of Franke thus far. Hansen might have the edge on her in velocity, but Franke showing a resilient effort in this first set. She scores an ace. Hanson from the back row caught Burnsville out of position. And Hanson, depending on how this game goes, could get to 300 total kills this season. And if not, she'll have a chance to do so next Monday when Prior Lake hosts Northfield. Burnsville doesn't care about that, though. Evelyn Shiro scoring for the Blaze. Northfield, one of the many high-quality teams Prior Lake has played this season, but how about that play by Shiro? Fitting name, too. I'm sure she's heard every Shiro joke in the books, but she rotates back to the service position. 19-16 is the score. That was Alex Lloyd. Lloyd and Hansen equal in height. Hansen has the edge when it comes to block and approach jumps, but Lloyd eclipsing 100 kills, I believe, with that last play. Prior Lake serves that out of bounds. It's 2017. Liz Coleman hit with their second service error. Okay, I double-checked the numbers. Lloyd needs one more kill to get to 100. She had 96 entering tonight. But right now, Hanson will try to add another one. Big up by Benson. Prior Lake with a free ball, and they cash in. Sophie Gardner, I believe, made the play, and that is another example of the benefit with Hanson's stroke. She has such high velocity with her attacks that even if it doesn't land for a kill, it creates these gigantic digs that have gone back to the Prior Lake side, and Gardner adds an ace to her pocket. Timeout, Burnsville, 22-17. Prior Lake leading Burnsville in the South Suburban Conference matchup. Again, Prior Lake trying to keep pace with Shakopee and Egan. Prior Lake will get Shakopee on October 12th. They played Egan earlier this season, lost that one in straight sets, but the theme this year in Class 4A has been parity. Outside of Mesaiya, every other position has changed hands in each week of polling. And Mesaiya not invincible either. They did drop a set in a recent tournament to Eden Prairie, but Prior Lake started the season in the top 10, fell out after a few tough losses, but Michael Dean admired the performance, the effort in Prior Lake's 3 straight 5-set wins, beating Rosemount, Lakeville South, and Minnetonka. And Lakeville South, we noted them, they got back in the mix when they beat their intercity rival, Lakeville North, in straight sets, I believe. That was a shocker. But you just never know. And with the expansion to 4 classes, it's amazing to see this topsy-turviness. The other classes have been more or less steady as Hansen scores again. Prior Lake leads 23-17, but you get the feeling that for most of these teams, any one of them could hoist the state tournament in 4A. You just don't know. I do know Mesaiya Bettis picks up another kill, and she has 4 in this set. Back to the service position she goes. Burnsville trails by 5. They have 1 timeout left. Julia Hansen has plenty of time to showcase her swing again, and Burnsville uses... They will not use it. Okay, that was a rotation call. So Burnsville will not use their timeout. Burnsville with, I should say, Prior Lake with 6 set points. And going back to the service position is number 18, Catalina Connell. Burnsville, not done yet. Not if Caitlin Procco has anything to say about it. (24-19). Benson back to serve for the Blaze. Look out, Hansen in her wind-up motion. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Julia Hansen slams home the set-clinching point for Prior Lake. They take a 25-19 victory in set 1, and they looked in fine form. We'll talk a little more about that when we return. This is high school girls volleyball. The Lakers with a 1-0 lead over the Blaze.
Let's get back to talking smack with the side of mac and cheese.
Before we can safely come together, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines.
To get the facts, visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
The COVID-19 vaccines are going to help us all get back to the moments we miss.
It's totally normal to have questions. I did too. That's why it's so important to get informed.
Ask your doctor and get the facts. It's up to you.
Welcome back to High School Girls Volleyball, a special live edition on TSB Television. We want to thank Burnsville Community Television for making this possible. As Prior Lake and Burnsville continue their set intermission, Prior Lake with a 1-0 lead over the Burnsville Blaze, winning 25-19. Here's a look at some of the plays that made that possible for Prior Lake. Burnsville hanging in there. What it came down to, Julia Hanson found her groove early. It took a little while for Kiylah Franke to find her spot on the attack. Prior Lake unofficially with the edge, 15-10 in kills. Julia Hanson responsible for 8 of them. 8 kills for Hanson alone. That puts her total to 285 if you're doing the math at home. Franke got 3 kills, and Mesaiya Bettis did well. She had 4, but Burnsville, I think, will want to get a little more production out of Franke early if they want to make a fight of it with Prior Lake, and they certainly can. As we were saying, parity the theme this year in Class 4A volleyball, no matter where you are in the rankings. Anybody can seemingly beat anybody when you get to the top half of the field. Prior Lake, they have played some tough competition. Being in the South Suburban will do that. They also played Chaska twice. Chaska, a top 10 program. They lost to the Hawks both times. Also had a tough loss to Waconia. That's what led them to drop out of the top 10. A win over Minnetonka didn't get them in there, but they got some votes in the most recent MNVBCA poll. There you see, Prior Lake leads Burnsville 25-19. As you're watching a special edition of TSB Television on Burnsville Community TV. Northfield, Shakopee, and Lakeville North are the teams of note for Prior Lake. Farmington should be a winnable game. Lakeville North, tough way to end the season. Shakopee, a perennial in state, and Northfield looking to play spoiler in Section 1 as well. 1 and 2 and 5 figure to be the toughest sections to get out of, and I'll save my rant for another day as Burnsville starts the second set with a service error. That's the second error on Lloyd. But you hang around the sport long enough, and just about everybody would love to see a 1 through 64 field. Prior Lake with a service error, so that cancels each other out. Sophie Gardner's struggling a little bit in that aspect, so we're square at 1 as Mesaiya Bettis goes back to serve. Here's Franke with the line shot just inside. That's good enough. As we were saying, though, that's what Burnsville is looking to get. More production out of Franke early. She found a rhythm midway through that first set, and after that, Burnsville was able to hang with Prior Lake for the most part. Double or lift contact, lift violation called on Prior Lake, just their second ball handling error. And Burnsville with an early 3-1 lead. Big serve receive and an easy tap down for Franke. Mesaiya Bettis and Franke hooking up splendidly in the early going. And Burnsville with an early 4-1 lead. No fancy analysis needed, just a good serve that Franke was able to convert into a point. Hanson, another one of those big hits. This time Burnsville able to keep it on their side, and they score on the lob. Kiylah Franke with their second kill. Franke hitting 139. 76 kills now. And this is happening with Bettis in the service position. Hanson hit the antenna. I thought she had it. And Prior Lake struggling to start the second set. Hanson had the attack lined up and must have made contact with the antenna. This time Prior Lake goes to the back row. And number 13, Liz Coleman, finally puts an end to the Burnsville run. The Blaze scoring 6 straight. Let's see what that does for them as Catalina Connell goes back to the service position. She leads the team in aces, and she just picked up another one. Connell, 5 aces against Lakeville South. And she has recorded 10 assists or more in 7 games. 89-inch reach, approach jump 109. Franke squeezes that through the hole. And Franke already with 3 kills in the second set. 6 overall, but more importantly, she's scoring early. And you're seeing the difference as Burnsville leads 7-3. Benson serving for the Blaze. Low one, but they're able to set up for Hanson. Burnsville able to deflect her shot. Now Franke. Haugen with the dig. Hanson bats over a free ball to the Blaze. Franke. Got it. Kiylah Franke chipping in points here. Although now we have a quick discussion. It is a firm Burnsville point. As the gym here in Burnsville falls silent. But back to action. Burnsville leads 8-3. Tough serve receive. And Prior Lake almost scored out of that, but Liz Coleman just missed the corner. She came close though, but close is not good enough. And that gives a point to Burnsville. 9-3. Franke misfires and assumes responsibility for it. That's the one thing I've seen from some of these top teams and top hitters. They don't get mad at anybody. When they make a mistake, they say, my bad. They'll get it back next time, and that's the beauty of this sport with rally scoring. If you make a mistake, no big deal because you can score on the very next play. And on cue, Franke and Shiro got together on that wall, denying number 22, Kaya Harvey. Might have gotten a little help from the tape, but we'll give Franke the block for that because I'm feeling nice. Alex Lloyd. She's been chipping in some points from that outside hitting position. And Michael Dean also enjoying the production he's getting out of his middles, who he feels have helped Prior Lake establish a wall that is tough to penetrate, although Burnsville is finding some openings here. Franke hits that one out of bounds. Her second hitting error. 10-6 the score in set 2. Burnsville leads. Prior Lake took that first set 25-19. We've got some Arsenio dog woofs. I just dated myself with that reference, didn't I? Kiylah Franke has a date in the kill department as she scores again on that off-speed tap. I'm sure there's some Arsenio fans out there. You hear those dog barks, those dog woofs, though. Takes it back to those days. If I could get Burton Richardson's pipes, I'd be happy. But I'm just as happy to see Julia Hanson wind up, fire, and score with impunity. That was her first kill, though, of the second set. Did not see a lot of action until there. (11-7). Bettis off the block. Bettis, here's an interesting stat, has 5 aces. She had at least 1 ace in the first 3 games of the season, and until tonight hadn't recorded an ace. Or I should say that was Franke with the ace. Bettis still has yet to record one. 6-9, they look alike. Speaking of sixes, Alex Lloyd, deep sixes, that strike. Deep sixes it in Burnsville's face, that is. I know that was a stretch. 12-8. As the teams are trading points here in the second set. Burnsville leads by 4. Here's Bettis. Now Prior Lake will set up to the right side. Bettis on top of it. We play on. And Burnsville gets the save. Bettis going back to the Burnsville bench, but plenty of room back there. Burnsville with another save. 2 big saves against Hansen. This time Prior Lake goes to the right. Burnsville ready for the back row. It's Franke. Now this is getting serious. Prior Lake with the dump. Here's another look. That was Lydia Olsen, I believe. First time we've seen a setter dump. And it worked to perfection. Prior Lake with a free ball here, 12-9. Looking to claw their way back, and Julia Hanson gets them one step closer with the off-speed tap. That will be enough for Burnsville to call a timeout. 12-10 our score. But Prior Lake is looking to close in. They trailed 6-1 after giving up 6 straight to the Blaze. They've trimmed that margin to 2. Julia Hanson, an approach jump of 121. That is 10 feet and an inch. 91-inch reach. A 113-inch block jump. You don't see too many players with the block jump in the 110s. Hansen had 20 kills in 8 games, including 3 in a row to start the season. 10 digs or more in 5 games, so Hansen does more than just hit the ball really hard. She can play some stellar defense as well, and she has done a terrific job with that all season. Setting a lot of history for the Lakers. Led the team in kills last year and doing the same this year. And among the teams that have put their statistics on the hub, she leads everyone in kills. That's why we said she leads the state. And even if she doesn't, 277 is a pretty high number. And you'll get to see a lot of that next year at Minnesota. Great to see. Back to action. And some miscommunication on the part of Burnsville. Not what you want to see on an ATO sequence. And Prior Lake follows that up with an ace from Liz Coleman. Her first. Her first in this game, her 8th this season. We're even at 12. Bettis hits that one into the net. Burnsville running into a huge hurdle here. They've given up 5 in a row, and following this timeout, 2 have come on errors. Mesaiya Bettis hoping to get them back on track. As she goes off speed. it's intriguing to see Bettis perform the way she is. Doesn't hit hard like Franke does, but that finesse has paid big dividends. Julia Hanson, that might have been her hardest hit ball. Might have been fast enough to go back in time, which would be 88 miles an hour. I don't have a radar gun, but it looked that way to me. 14-13. And Burnsville with another hitting error. That one going against Franke. She got under it, a little too far under, and didn't get the hit she wanted. Approach and timing crucial in this sport. You miss the mark even just a little bit, it can screw up an entire attack. This time Franke goes to the right side and makes up for it. 15-14. Bettis goes back to the service position the last time she was there. Burnsville had that 6-0 run. Prior Lake thought it was going out, but Bettis put just enough touch on it, and she picks up an ace. Well, now I can update that stat. Bettis had an ace in the first 3 games of the season. Did not record a single ace until just now. And Prior Lake hits that one out of bounds. Taylor Hennon has a couple of hitting errors. And the Blades retake the lead, 16-15, and we can't play with 2 balls there. You can only play with 1, but we keep spares. I should say the game day crew keeps spares, and the Burnsville student section has to move up a row. That's more of a safety precaution than anything. So after that momentary pause, we're ready to return to action. Hansen with a friendly bounce off the tape. But tapes don't get assists, so we'll give that one to Hansen. 16-16. Franke, we haven't called her name in a while, and we will be calling it after she got a couple of deflections. That is her 5th kill of the second set. Went off Washington and a couple of other players, so Franke got the Plinko effect in a way and found the $10,000 slot. Benson was ready for Hansen that time. And Prior Lake goes to a rarely called number. That was Sierra Washington who scores the point. And sometimes that little bit of trickery can go a long way. Everyone is gearing and gunning for Hansen when you play Prior Lake. That allows her fellow hitters to serve as decoys. Franke misfires. And that is her 3rd hitting error in the second set. (18-17), still a close one. Prior Lake sits up to the right, and Franke was there for the block. Burnsville showing some greenness there, getting a couple of saves. And that's what happens when you get after it. Unofficially, her 2nd block. And we're tied at 18. Prior Lake again from the right side this time. Kaya Harvey finds a hole, and that is her 1st kill. 19-18. Prior Lake still has both of their timeouts. Burnsville with one. From the back row, it's Bettis. I am impressed by this freshman. I am amazed at the finesse she has exhibited in this game. Tim, if you're watching or listening to this, I might have to pair up with you again because Mesaiya Bettis has won me over with that finesse game. We see so many hitters and we talk about the velocity and firing lasers that are hard to contain, but Bettis is proving that you don't always have to hit super hard to make an impact. Hitting error charge to Alex Lloyd, and Burnsville goes in front again, 2019. We've been trading the lead over the last several points. Harvey. Franke got under there just in time. Oh no, Prior Lake mistimed the set. They'll get another chance though. No, they won't. A ball handling error. Just the third on Prior Lake, but that's enough to give Burnsville a 2-point lead and enough for Michael Dean to call a timeout. The Blaze lead by 2. Remember, this series a year ago took extra sets to decide. So these two in this battle of youth versus experience, Burnsville with just 3 seniors, Prior Lake with a few more seniors, including Julia Hansen. It's interesting and actually quite entertaining to see the different strategies playing out here. And if you're watching us live on YouTube, we have plenty more volleyball coverage coming your way as we turn the calendar to October. Our coverage will be tape delayed, but Saturday we've got a big one, Shakopee and Chaska. Monday we take a trip to Concordia Academy when they play Woodbury. October 9th, Concordia Academy and Mare Lutheran, part of an annual series. October 12th, we're trying to figure out which game we want to cover. October 14th, Southwest Christian and Hutchinson. Southwest Christian coming off a 5-set thriller over Mare Lutheran last night. We'll have that game for you in the coming days on demand on the TSB Television YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Burnsville Community TV, we'll have plenty more Burnsville games coming your way from the BC TV side of things. Back to action. Burnsville picking up on that pinball effect here, but they couldn't stop 2 lobs in a row. Alex Lloyd with her 3rd kill in the 2nd set, 21-20. Neck and neck, this one goes. Who will win? We'll know very soon. Ella Joesting on serve for the Lakers. And a misfire from Taylor Hennon. 22-20, both sides with 1 timeout left. Burnsville looking to go back above 500, but more importantly, a win over Prior Lake as they look to build their way up. I'm excited to see what this team will look like a year from now. And Prior Lake still a dark horse, as the win over Minnetonka proved. Bettis. Prior Lake able to get under at that time. Here's Lloyd. And Burnsville with a whiff. Morgan File was going to send a free ball over and missed the timing by a little bit. Big serve by Prior Lake. Oh no, they hit it out of bounds. And I'm not cheering for one team over another, but I make an expression like that because you hate to see it. Prior Lake, they knew they had an opening and they just couldn't put it in bounds. Tough to see if you're a Lakers fan, but a break for the Blaze. They lead 23-21, 2 points away. Bettis got the deflection. Mesaiya Bettis with 4 kills in the second set, and the Blaze have 3 set points, but we'll have to wait a little bit to see what they do with them because Prior Lake uses their second timeout. And I think the difference, it's Kiylah Franke. She hasn't scored as of late, but she chipped in early, getting 4 kills, 3 early in that set, 5 kills I should say, and getting those points that Burnsville didn't have in the first set allowed the Blaze to build the lead, and we've seen this. These two teams not separated by all that much. All it takes is a run or two. Prior Lake did go on a run of their own to work their way back after Burnsville went up 6-1, but now it's Burnsville with the edge. And the scoreboard is off. Hopefully we'll get that refired. We went into that a little bit over the last couple of games. Scoreboard turning off. We'll get that fixed. I can tell you it's 24-21. Burnsville with 3 set points. And the jersey-clad Burnsville fans are ready to go. We've got the score back up. Serving for the Blaze. Here's Prior Lake and Hanson. That deflected off of Benson and went into the ceiling. Hanson with her 5th kill. And Burnsville will call a timeout. They don't carry over, so they still have 2 set points to work with. Going down the line, with volleyball, usually you've got 2 or 3 hitters. Wayzata is one of those teams. That's pretty deep. Lakeville North comes to mind. Champlain Park as well. But with Prior Lake, their offense centers on Julia Hanson. Although Alex Lloyd and Kaya Harvey have chipped in as well over the course of the season. By the way, Alex Lloyd did pass 100 kills on the year. She's at 102 now, and that was a quick timeout. Burnsville still a set point, but a tough set there. That gives Prior Lake a chance. Here comes Hanson. You bet. Prior Lake still with a timeout left, or no, they don't. Both sides out of timeouts now, so it's all about execution from here, and Prior Lake scores 3 in a row, following that ace from Sophie Gardner, her 2nd. Gardner up to 10 on the year. We're tied at 24. We're going to need extras to decide this. Franke. I don't think that was the plan, but Burnsville will take it. Franke looked like she was a half step behind on that attack, but Prior Lake wasn't able to read it, and Burnsville was set point again. Hennon scores off the block. Catalina Connell, this could be big for Prior Lake. Remember, she leads the team in aces. Hanson in position. Burnsville able to get under it that time. Franke finds the corner. An off-speed line shot. Burnsville with another set point, their 5th. It's 26-25. And we'll do this again. A service error on Corinna Benson. Just the third service error on the Blaze. And the scoreboard, I don't think it can take any more of this. We've had some trouble getting it to refire. It's having a hard time keeping up. Any more, the scoreboard might catch fire. Franke again with another line shot, a one-handed tap. And it's enlightening to see late game situations where you're out of timeouts. It's all about execution. Coaches can't call huddles, so it comes down to the players and how well they execute. Hanson with the tape kill. And these extra points are going to pad the numbers. 27 all. An entertaining second set. And Haugen serves that out of bounds. How many set points can Burnsville accumulate here? The first service error on Haugen. And another chance for the Blaze. They've had about 7,832 set points. Okay, I exaggerate a little bit, but they've had plenty of chances to close out. Can they do it? They'll have to try again. Prior Lake will not go away. I believe Gardner got on top of it. Gardner and Harvey, they may get credit for both on a block assist. And we're tied at 28. Bettis this time. Prior Lake was ready. Tough set though. Oh no! Mesaiya Bettis lost her footing. And there's not much you can do about that. You just got to shrug that off. That's a tough break for Burnsville. But the slippery Bettis responds with another one of her patented smooth taps. She's just as smooth as the peanut butter they offer in the concessions. And a quick conference here between Michael Dean and the side judge. Burnsville getting a rotation in. 29-29. So Prior Lake had their first set point. They couldn't close out. Someone has to win by 2. Who's it going to be? Prior Lake will get another chance. (30-29). What a game this is turning out to be. I hope the folks watching this live are enjoying this show. I certainly am. We've got to do this again. 30-30. Liz Coleman, her third service error. We could have our own 30 for 30 here on this set alone. Hanson off speed. Burnsville recovers. Prior Lake will get another chance here. Hanson just painted the line. And with all these extra points, Hanson has 8 kills in the second set. She's up to 16. Well on her way to another 20. Another 20 spot. But Burnsville still won't quit. That was the hardest hit we've seen out of Bettis, and it came from the right side. Bettis now with 6 kills unofficially, 10 overall. That's going to be a name Burnsville fans will hear a lot of in the years to come. Hanson hits that one out of bounds, and Burnsville gets another set point. 32-31. This may be the longest set in terms of points played this season. Not just for these two teams, but perhaps the state. Certainly one of the longest. It's rare to see a set score go to the 30s. And Franke hits that one out of bounds. So we got to do this again. 32-32. I don't know if we have a cam inside the truck, but I think all of us are going to turn gray by the end of this game. Bonus volleyball on Burnsville Community Television and on the TSB Television YouTube channel. And this bonus ball gives us a bonus opportunity to see that powerful, smart stroke of Kiylah Franke. Burnsville with another set point. I've lost track as to how many. They had 3 when they were up 24-21. And we're tied again. Julia Hanson going cross court. 33-33. This feels like a Wimbledon match where you have to win by 2 no matter what in that 5th set. We keep this up, we might go to 70-68. Franke from the left side. And all of this is coming without a timeout. The pendulum continues to swing. It's akin to that contraption of marbles meant to display how force, velocity, all of that coalesce. Momentum, energy. I've run out of similes and adjectives. Burnsville is tied again on the cross-court kill from Liz Coleman. 34-34. Bonus volleyball in the set that refuses to end. It just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started playing it not knowing what it was, and they just might keep on playing forever just because Franke serves it out of bounds, or hits that out of bounds. It's all a blur, folks. 35-34. Who's going to win the second set? Prior Lake on the center dump. Burnsville plays it. Prior Lake with the save, but a collision. Another save. Burnsville saves it now. From the back row, Hanson hits it out of bounds. This is insane. It looked like Prior Lake finally had an opportunity to end it. And now we're even again at 35. Good set, or good serve. And Prior Lake batted over a free ball, but nobody was there for Burnsville. That's one of those spatial awareness situations you have to be mindful of. Prior Lake can close it out again. I'm not laughing at the service error. I'm laughing because, of course, we would have another even score. The volleyball gods are blessing us in every way imaginable. 36 all. We have played 22 extra points. And I believe that was Hanson from the back row. I hope no one's getting sleepy in the truck or sleepy online. It's been that kind of a game. We're good, the truck says. All right, Prior Lake, they've had about 10,000 set points. They serve it into the net. Liz Coleman has struggled a couple of times. We're closing in on 40. I do believe this is the longest set in the entire state this season, and it's coming to you live on YouTube and Burnsville Community Television. You are watching history in the making, folks. Hanson again. If you're still keeping track, Kiylah Hansen has 11 kills in this set. Franke. Prior Lake, can they close it here? Hanson fires. They'll have to try again. Hanson will do it once more from the left side. Did she paint the line? No! And we are going to get to 40 because we're tied at 38. And you have to win by 2. To quote a line for the Princess Bride, inconceivable. And a ball handling error on Prior Lake. Burnsville with another chance to close it. They're on a seemingly endless loop when it comes to set points. Then again, so is Prior Lake. Neither side can pull out. Prior Lake hits it into the net, and Burnsville emerges with a marathon set to win. 40-38 in the longest set of any game we have seen this season. I've followed a lot of scores, but I don't think we've seen a 40 until now. Let's take another look. A tough break for Prior Lake. But when you have an extended sequence without a timeout, it comes down to execution. Prior Lake, both sides had their chances. They both came up clutch, but they both mixed in a couple of errors, and that happens sometimes in the sport. It pays off for Burnsville, though. We got to take a break to catch our breath. Set 3 coming up in a moment.
Let's get back to talking smack with the side of mac and cheese. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines. To get the facts, visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
The COVID-19 vaccines are going to help us all get back to the moments we miss.
It's totally normal to have questions. I did too. That's why it's so important to get informed.
Ask your doctor and get the facts. It's up to you.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Put your phone down if you're on the road, but if you're watching at home, keep that phone handy because I've got a feeling there's going to be some emoji tweets and Instagram stories following the 40-38 MCU-like second set. It was about 22 movies long, folks. Let's take a look at some of the highlights as I go over the numbers. Thanks to the extended rally, Prior Lake unofficially 22 kills, Burnsville 19. Errors about the same, 10-9. Not a surprise, really, with a 40-38 score. Where Burnsville may have gotten an edge with service errors. Unofficially, Prior Lake has 8, Burnsville with just 3. As you look at the points as they continue to pile on, you saw amazing plays from all the big names. Kiylah Hansen, Mesaiya Bettis, Kiylah Franke. Hansen had 11 kills in that second set. And Kiylah Franke, again, benefiting from all the extra points, but she had 9 kills. She had just 3 in that first set. We're going to have at least 2 more, so Pizza will have to wait a little longer. Truck guys, I will extend my apologies. I hope you don't hold that against me. Mesaiya Bettis, by the way, had 6 kills, so she has reached double digits for the 9th time this season. And Kiylah Franke has 10 or more in all but 1 game. She's hit 300 or better in 5 games. And depending on how things go, she could be on pace to reach her season high. We're going to have 2 extra sets to decide this, and you're watching it live on Burnsville Community Television and the TSB Television YouTube channel. Again, our thanks to Burnsville Community Television for making this live broadcast possible. Series tied 1-1. I guess series sounds about right. It is a series of games after all. As we said, the graphics look a little different than what you might be accustomed to seeing on the TSB Television side of things, but we're glad we can bring this to you live. So I have no idea what to expect. With all those extra points, you had a 40-38. You had effectively the equivalent of a 5th set to close out that 2nd set. That could be a test of energy and stamina for these 2 sides. Both have gone the distance before, but I don't know if they've done so quite like this. Prior Lake, remember, they had 3 5-set wins in a row earlier this month, beating Rosemount, Lakeville South, and Minnetonka. They also played Waconia in 5 sets, lost that one. And let's start set number 3. And Mesaiya Bettis has dialed up the velocity as of late. Mesaiya Bettis, the freshman. And then Bettis hits that one out of bounds, so a kill and an error on Bettis. Bettis hasn't had too many of those miscues, just 4. And again, we've got to play at least 2 more sets. Franke with the heat. Prior Lake makes a read on it. Bracco, we called her name a couple of times. And that will be a double contact on Prior Lake. Their 5th ball handling error unofficially. Bracco had 3 kills in that 2nd set, inching her total. Hansen from the left corner, another no-doubter. And with that, Hansen unofficially has recorded her 9th 20-kill effort this season. 9 games with 20 kills or more. And she could have 30. She could have a season high before we're through. Franke hits that one into the nets. Franke struggled a little bit in the hitting game in that 2nd set. 5 errors. Again, a 270 hitter, so she's solid. Maybe not as eye-popping as some of the 300s and 400s that you might see at the top of Class 4A and so on down the line, but Franke does a good job hitting her marks. Prior Lake's wall was impenetrable that time. And Harvey will get credit there. 4-2. Prior Lake leads early in this 3rd set. Hansen. That one dug, but Franke has to send a free ball over. From the back row, it's Bettis. And she'll send a thank you card to the net. You've probably heard the running joke in volleyball, if you could master the tape, you would make a whole lot of money. Corinna Benson mastering the serve on that play as she records her first ace. She had 17 of them entering this game, so she is no stranger to picking up points that way, and then she serves that one into the net. But she did pick up an ace, so she did get Burnsville a point at that service position. And now Hanson goes back. Remember, she's a threat for aces too. And now you see what I'm talking about. That is her first ace of this game. Recorded at least one in the first 12 games this season. And she gives Prior Lake a pair of points. They now lead 7-4. She hit it into the net, but she got 2 points against Benson's 1, so Prior Lake benefiting on that exchange. It's homecoming week for Prior Lake, we might add, and some of the JV players and others who are off tonight taking part in the Powder Puff game. One of the many rituals that students are glad to see back, at least the female athletes, that is. And Kiylah Franke is glad to see that hit land for a point in Burnsville's column. Haugen got the up, but couldn't control it. And Alex Lloyd hit that one out of bounds. That was just her second hitting error. We're square at 7. Burnsville gets the save. Haugen, or I should say Benson, gets it over just in time, but they can't stop Lloyd a second time. And we've seen that out of Lloyd. If she makes a mistake, which hasn't happened often, she gets right back at it. 8-7. And you can hear that ball on the floor as Haugen prepares to serve. Franke just missed the corner on the cross-court attempt. And we've got to clean up a spot of perspiration on the floor, perhaps. Bettis is getting looked at. I think she had a cut. That's what it looks like. She's getting taped up here. So she will have to sub out for at least the next play. And number 16, Tori Fuller, as you see, she took a slide on the floor, and that might have left a mark. As you know, that's a safety concern. So Tori Fuller will take Bettis' spot, at least for now. Once Bettis gets taped up, she'll be able to get back out there. But a crucial sequence for Prior Lake. And that's not what you're looking for. A net violation. Or the ball hit the antenna. Either way, that's a point for Burnsville, and they'll take it as Fuller goes out. Bettis still getting taped up. But Burnsville's defense just as relentless. Josh Wasvet praised that defensive tenacity in pregame. And Bettis is taped up, so she'll get back out there at the next opportunity. How about that, though, for Burnsville? who had not recorded a kill all season, picks up her first. She's the sophomore setter, and she'll go out. Or I take that back, that was 18. Maddie Blackburn. Well, Blackburn hadn't recorded a kill either. So that'll be a fun highlight for her parents to watch. Bettis is taped up, back out there. And that will be a point for Prior Lake, a lift call. You can't fault Bettis for that. That's one of those bang-bang reaction plays. (10-9) the score. In favor of Prior Lake. And that ball, I believe, hit the antenna. Yes, it did. A little bit of confusion. That would have been the strangest kill of the season. And Burnsville getting hit with a couple of errors here. That gives Prior Lake a 3-point lead, 12-9. Benson puts some heat on that. And that's going to result in a point from the libero. We're seeing some unusual situations play out in this South Suburban showcase. It's rare for liberos to get kills. Although Benson did score 5 of them against Waconia, so she's no stranger to scoring points, doesn't get them often. Prior Lake scored that last point, and it's 13-10. Here's Bettis. That was a hard up that went back into the Burnsville side. This time Bettis lays a little off of that one. Prior Lake says we can play that game too. Sophie Gardner with her second kill of the game. She has a couple of aces as well. This is Ella Joesting. Gardner with the block. Gardner has been chipping in, scoring in bits and pieces. Burnsville will use the first of their 2 timeouts as Prior Lake extends their lead 15-10. A few more notes about Prior Lake and Sophie Gardner. Just 14 kills on the season. Defensively, 28 digs entering this game. Blocking, one of her specialties, 27 total blocks. And she has a couple in this game unofficially. Actually, Prior Lake has several. Julia Hanson, Sierra Washington, Taylor Hennon. It goes back, Britta Lund, another one, and Kaya Harvey. It goes back to that wall of middles that Michael Dean spoke of in pregame that can stymie and halt opponents who try to get through, but Burnsville has played well. Prior Lake has too. So Sophie Gardner, part of that blocking tandem that makes for an effective front line of defense. But Mesaiya Bettis has been consistent throughout. Her third kill in this set. overall. And Burnsville looking to get on a run of their own. That was set up by the serve from Franke. Or Valoy, I should say. Julia Valoy, a name we haven't called a lot of. Here's Bettis. And she adds another kill to her pocket. Burnsville scoring 3 in a row with Valoy on serve. Hanson winds up, fires, and another cross-court kill. We've seen that play about 40 times. Or at least it feels that way after the 40-38 second set thriller. Prior Lake leads 16-13. And Franke with the rainbow shot. Hanson again. Franke with the dig. Here's Bettis. Prior Lake ready for that off-speed tap. And Franke deflecting a couple of hard hits from Hanson, and that pays off with Bettis scoring off the block. And Bettis with her 5th kill. She has never recorded a 20-kill game this season, and she could end up doing so following this contest. Good serve led to an overpass on the serve receive. Kiylah Franke knew exactly what to do with it. Here's Hanson. Another laser. If there are any aspiring volleyball athletes out there, watch a tape of Julia Hanson if you're looking to become a hitter just like her. And a sensational one at that. Benson with a hitting error. Her first, and Prior Lake builds their lead back up to 3, 18-15. Franke is blocked. Hennon and Harvey, 2 members of that Prior Lake brick wall that can make it difficult on opposing hitters. And again, this time, it was Julia Hanson and Britta Lund. And that will be enough for Burnsville to call a timeout. We'll take another look to see. It was Hanson who got the block. And that's why I like to have those floor angles, because they can see some things we can't always see up here in the bleachers. 20-15. Prior Lake leads Burnsville as they look to take set 3. And whoever takes the set will be 1 away from victory. Taking a look at Prior Lake's schedule, we mentioned some of the competition. They played Northfield in that Southwest Minnesota Challenge along with Chaska. Lost to Northfield in straight sets. As you know, in volleyball, weekend tournaments are condensed best-of-3 matches. Regular season games like this are best-of-5. So Prior Lake, up until they got to Minnetonka, Lakeville South struggled to start the year, but got back on the radar with that win over Lakeville North. But against top-level competition, they have struggled a bit. That win over Minnetonka was a reminder not to sleep on this team, because they do have the all-everything, the do-everything hitter in Julia Hanson. And somebody touched the net. That was Harvey. So a point for Burnsville. It won't be added to Franke's kill column, but Burnsville will take it nonetheless with Benson serving. And she just painted the line. Benson with their second ace in this set. 19 on the season. .955 serve percentage. Most of the Burnsville servers in the 900s, so you're not going to see too many miscues out of them. Good eye by Benson. Harvey, nope. Initially, Burnsville thought they had it, but the line judge said no. The shot was in, so that is a kill for Harvey. And I was confused initially because the line judge had to backpedal, as you can see there, and she initially put the flag up and then put it back down. So it's 21-17, now 21-18 after Hanson hit that one into the net. That was a tough serve receive, which led to a double contact on the set. And Burnsville is within 2. They are out of timeouts. Prior Lake still has both of theirs. Alex Lloyd from the left corner. Again, when she's stationed there, chips in with a point or two. Courtney Haugen back to serve. Hanson made a tough play there. Bettis with a dig on her knees. Prior Lake should get a good chance here as they set up for Alex Lloyd. Benson, a one-arm save. But they can't do so a second time. Harvey picks up another point. And Kiylah Harvey adding a couple of kills to her total. She had 72 going in, so she was no stranger to offensive production. Prior Lake 2 points away from taking the third set. From the back row, it's Bettis. And that finds the back corner. But we're seeing a similar trend play out compared to the first set, and that is a lack of scoring from Kiylah Franke. Franke with just 2 kills in this third set. (23-20). Prior Lake 2 points away, but someone who is steadfast, remains steadfast throughout, Mesaiya Bettis. 7 kills now in this third set. Bettis terrifically consistent throughout this game. Franke, the X factor. Hanson gets back in time to keep the ball in play after Franke sent a tough serve Haugen's way. But Bettis will have a chance. And it's a 1-point margin as Bettis scores in stride. Timeout, Prior Lake. Mesaiya Bettis with her 8th kill unofficially in this set. And she is coming on strong. 18 kills unofficially. And she's well on her way to her first 20-kill game of the season. Fun fact about Burnsville, you may have noticed the black and gold chains worn by the coaching staff every home game, every game that is. The Burnsville players pick a theme that the coaches have to wear during the match. Tonight, it was black and gold chains. Burnsville's school colors are black and gold, but you already knew that. And that speaks to the chemistry, part of the chemistry, the camaraderie that makes this team enjoyable, in the words of Josh Wasbeck. And fellow coaches have talked to me about this. They've guided teams that maybe were more talented than what they might have, but less enjoyable because there was more friction. Cohesiveness, so important. You know, everybody wants to have 20 kills or an ace for Kiylah Franke. That ties it at 23. Burnsville scoring 4 in a row. And Franke picks up her second ace of the game. No weights there, but a free ball for the Blaze. They set up to Bettis, who scores off the block, and Burnsville, trailing 23-19, now has set point. Don't tell me this is a prelude to another 40-38 marathon. Timeout Prior Lake, their last of the third set. Burnsville, their nickname is the Blaze, but they keep this up. They might be the comeback Cats. What an impressive display of resilience and grit and refusal to buckle against adversity. 24-23, Burnsville was set point. They trailed 19-23, and they're doing this with a freshman leading the way, Mesaiya Bettis. But Mesaiya, no stranger to big games, no stranger to coming up clutch. As we said, 10 kills or more in 8 games this season, now 9. We tagged her as a player to watch in the Open if you joined us around 7 o'clock. And Franke to serve. Burnsville with set point. Serves it out of bounds, so we're going to have extra points again. That's the third service error on Franke. 24-24. Lloyd deflected. Bettis will try again. And Mesaiya Bettis has 10 kills. 10 kills and unofficially 1 hitting error. That's a pretty high mark. And that's one reason why Burnsville has clawed and scratched their way to a possible set victory. But as we saw in the second set, winning set point is no easy task. And Hannah Rude hit the net with that one. Rude, not a lot of reps in this game. She'll sub out. That was a rotation. Didn't work out for Burnsville, but we'll try again as we're tied at 25. This is Lydia Olson serving for the Lakers. From the back row, it's Franke. Prior Lake should get a good chance out of this. Hanson delivers. Prior Lake was set point. They had several in that second set, but couldn't close out. Can they do so here? Here we go again. Ellery Devon with her first kill of the game. You thought that second set was tantalizing? How about an encore? I have a feeling we may end up going that way. Hanson, another cross-court shot. Her 24th. Prior Lake was set point. Bettis. That was deflected. Here comes Hanson. Can she close it out? Not yet. This time, Prior Lake goes right. And this time they close out. We won't need 40. Taylor Hennon nabs Prior Lake a 28-26 set victory in the third set. And the Lakers, one away from winning this match, but as we've seen, just about anything can happen, so I would not put this in Prior Lake's pocket just yet. We've got a long way to go and a gritty Burnsville team. We'll be back in a moment. This is high school girls volleyball.
Let's get back to talking smack with the side of mac and cheese. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines.
The COVID-19 vaccines are going to help us all get back to the moments we miss.
It's totally normal to have questions. I did too. That's why it's so important to get informed.
Ask your doctor and get the facts. It's up to you.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
The COVID-19 vaccines are going to help us all get back to the moments we miss.
It's totally normal to have questions. I did too. That's why it's so important to get informed.
Ask your doctor and get the facts. It's up to you.
Prior Lake one set away from another South Suburban Conference victory. 28-26, the set 3 score. Burnsville had the edge in kills, 14-11, but when you look at that third set, errors played a part in Prior Lake winning that one. 6 hitting errors on Burnsville, 3 for Prior Lake, and mistake-free volleyball is the key as we look back on some of the highlights. And as we continue tallying these numbers, Julia Hanson added another 5 kills. Kiylah Harvey picked up a pair, and Hansen up to 24 unofficially. Mesaiya Bettis, what more can we say about her that hasn't already been addressed? 10 kills in that third set. It wasn't enough to get the win, but you have to appreciate the upside from this freshman. And most of this Burnsville team is coming back. They have a few seniors who will depart, but most of the primary players, they're going to have another year together, and that chemistry can go a long way, and we've seen that tonight. We'll see what happens with Kiylah Harvey. Remember, she wasn't active, only 2 kills and 3 hitting errors. If Kiylah Harvey can find some openings and get back in the column again in kills, that will be helpful for Burnsville's cause. Just 2 in the third set. Kiylah Harvey had 9 in that lengthy second set. Again, Mesaiya Bettis did her part, but Kiylah Harvey has to find a way to get back on the scoreboard. You're watching live high school volleyball on the TSB Television YouTube channel and locally on Burnsville Community TV. And you're watching Julia Hanson score a cross-court shot for the 7,832nd time. That is her bread and butter, her patented go-to, and she's up to 25 kills unofficially. Mesaiya Bettis will score off the block. And with that, actually, on that last set, Mesaiya Bettis has her first 20-kill game of the season. Taylor Hennon. Her shot was deflected, but nobody was there to back up Burnsville. And Prior Lake takes an early 2-1 lead. Taylor Hennon has scored a kill in every set, only 4, but she has found a way to get on the board in each frame. From the back row, Prior Lake misfires. Liz Coleman tabbed with the error, her second of the game. And if the last couple of sets are an indication, runs are insignificant because both sides find a way to respond. Kiylah Harvey gets it off a prior leg player to score her first kill in the fourth set. Take that third set, for example. Burnsville came back from 23-19 down to force extras, even though they weren't able to capture that third set. And that 40-38 second set, another piece of evidence. So these two teams won't be phased if the other side throws a punch. But Franke was in phase to score up front. And Burnsville with an early 4-2 lead. But as we're saying, these early leads, in the context of this game, insignificant. Big block by Burnsville. Hanson goes off speed, and she's denied again. Franke with a 1-2 rejection. That is just the third block, unofficially, for Burnsville. The third that resulted in a point. (5-2) Burnsville leads. Franke didn't get the hit she wanted. Hanson tried to go with the teardrop. Burnsville made a read on it. Bettis hits that one out of play. Franke from the left side couldn't get that line shot in bounds. And back-to-back errors put Prior Lake within one, 5-4. Franke scores off of that. It was a tough serve receive on the part of Bettis, but Burnsville was able to make a recovery, giving Franke a chance to close out with the score. Burnsville up 6-4. And here is Morgan File, not a name we've called often. She is serving for the Blaze. Here's Harvey. And that ball bounced off the Burnsville bench, so Harvey adds another kill to her total. Her fourth. I've noticed Haugen puts down some big dribbles before she serves. Interesting to see that play out. And she hits that one into the net. That was Haugen's first hitting error unofficially. As this back and forth affair continues, and Harvey left that one short. Tried to go off speed, but didn't put enough on it to get over the net. And Franke cooks up an ace, finding a spot down the middle. And she put some mustard on that one. That's what you call a Frankfurter. And I'll show myself out. Franke to serve again. Burnsville leads 9-5. Franke from the back row after Burnsville was denied a couple of times up front. Free ball for the Blaze. They go right. And their change in direction changes the fortunes for the Blaze. Evelyn Shiro, who hasn't scored in a while, picks up the point. She hasn't scored hadn't scored until since the first set. Blaze up 10-5, and they'll get another free ball. Benson is set up for Bettis. Play at the net. Now Burnsville will send it over. Prior Lake will get a free ball. They try a little misdirection. Hanson from the back row. Hit the tape. And that will be enough for Michael Dean to call a timeout. Burnsville up 11-5, and going back to the trends we have seen in this game. When Kiylah Harvey gets involved early, Burnsville able to parlay that into an early run. When she struggles, Prior Lake is able to stay with Burnsville. And the sets they won, you look at the kills Harvey earned. She had just 3 in the first set, 2 in the third set. She already has 2 here, plus an ace. And we've got a few other notes to share with you if you're following along on Burnsville Community Television. Like we said, plenty of games coming your way, including tomorrow, a doubleheader with Prior Lake. Go figure. October 4th, Burnsville-Egan, another doubleheader in South Suburban Conference competition. And then next Tuesday, Burnsville Community Television back here for a big one. Egan, one of the perennials in Class 4A. And you can see it live on Burnsville Community Television or online at burnsville.tv. So some great rivalries coming up as Burnsville and Prior Lake play out their rivalry series in volleyball and soccer. Franke with another ace. 4 aces for Kiylah Franke. She had 10 coming in. A season high for her as far as aces go. Good effort by Burnsville, but double contact called. That would have been a tremendous save had it not been for the ball handling error, but Burnsville still up by 6. And they got a couple aces and a few points with Franke in the service position. So Burnsville will consider that exchange a good one. And that's not what you want if you're Prior Lake. Ella Joesting serves that into the net. 11 service errors on the Lakers, 4 for the Blaze. Make it 5. Evelyn Shiro looked a little hesitant in her wind-up motion, at least from my vantage point. Twitched just a bit, and as a result, those service errors cancel each other out. 13-7, Burnsville leads. Hanson gets it across the tape that time. Here's Liz Coleman. She has struggled a bit in the service game. 3 errors, 1 ace. And an off-speed hit. Pays off for Gardner. She's adding a few kills to her column. Prior Lake now within 4. Should get a playable ball here. Hanson is lining up for another cross-court attempt, but instead hit that one into the net. And Hanson, one thing she'll want to clean up, she has 26 kills, 8 hitting errors. And Michael Dean and the staff at Prior Lake may concede that fact because Julia Hanson goes as hard as she does. but the positives certainly outweigh the negatives. As we said in the open, leads the state in kills, so the points she gets you are far more than the points she may concede. Burnsville up by 5. As we have another extended rally playing out. That will end with the Mesaiya Bettis play. And the Burnsville fans loving what they're seeing. Bettis, if you just joined us, her first 20-kill game this season. She got some help from the extended sets we've had. Prior Lake using the setter dump. I believe it's 15-10. Garner going back to serve. Burnsville looking to force a 5th and final set. Prior Lake hoping to close out with a win. And Julia Hanson, it's no secret what she'll do when she is stationed in the left corner, that outside hitting position. Give her a set, and she'll pound it. Usually cross court. On the other hand, Mesaiya Bettis makes you guess a little bit. She can throw some heat, we've seen that, but where she thrives most is that off speed, the changeup. 16-11. Hennon got it off the Burnsville block, and it falls for another point. Taylor Hennon continuing to chip. 16-12 now. Live coverage on the TSB Television YouTube channel. Franke got that one just inside. But just inside is good enough in the sport of volleyball. Just got to get it inside that white line. Benson serves that out of bounds. And even though she has struggled a bit in the service game, Josh Wasfed considers Corinna one of the most underrated liberos in the state. She's been on varsity since 8th grade. And Hanson hits that one out of play. So another pair of service errors that cancel each other out. Burnsville leading 18-13. They're getting closer. And the Burnsville student section not tired yet of heckling the future Golden Gopher. Like I said, I have a feeling those chants will change next year when she wears the maroon and gold. But it's a treat to see someone as brilliant as Hanson. And how about that hit from Bettis? Attacking from the back row in stride. And finding a spot in the back row for a point. 24 kills unofficially for Bettis. And we could be on our way to a 5th and final set. Here is Franke off of Hanson. Prior Lake calls a timeout. I wonder, maybe a little gamesmanship there. No grudge, no bad blood between these two, of course, but when you're out there and you are eyeing up one of the best hitters in the state, and you see an opportunity, maybe Franke is thinking to herself, what if I can get that ball off of her? And she does. Burnsville leads 20-13. I am not ready to give this set to Burnsville just yet. We have seen Prior Lake go on runs too. But it goes back to that early production out of Franke. Now, she only has 3 kills, but a pair of aces. More importantly, though, she got involved early. When she struggles early, Burnsville has a hard time keeping up. But when she contributes early, Burnsville translates that into a stellar performance, and they lead by 7. Well, Burnsville looking for a quality win, and getting one over Prior Lake after that Minnetonka victory would certainly help. Prior Lake out of timeouts. Burnsville still has their pair if they need them. 20-13. And Kiylah Franke is slowly turning things up on offense. Had a pair of kills in the third set, a pair of kills in the fourth set. One-handed punch by Burnsville. That'll set up Franke. Now it's Lloyd. Shiro, I believe, made the play. Santaman was also there on the block. And we'll get another look. It was Shiro. Franke back to serve. Got that one across the tape. And now Bettis is blocked by Harvey. Still trading points, but Burnsville inching closer to a set 4 win. And you're seeing it live thanks to help from our friends at Burnsville Community Television. Lots of coverage out here in the South Suburban between the TV stations and Logan Anderson, who covers Lakeville North, Shakopee, and Prior Lake home games. Some heady play, and that extended rally is won by Alex Lloyd and Prior Lake. That is the first kill for Alex Lloyd in this third set, and that will be enough for Burnsville to use one of their timeouts. We talked a little bit about Prior Lake and their schedule. For Burnsville, they will take part in the Centennial Invite. They're done after tonight. They're coming off a straight set loss to Lakeville North. They close out their season Egan October 5th. That one will be a tough one. And then Apple Valley and Eastview, those should be winnable games. Egan, they hold the second spot right now in the Class 4A rankings. They lost earlier this season to Jefferson, but as we said before, there's been a lot of topsy-turvy jockeying for position. Burnsville's biggest win perhaps was Lakeville South. Again, they're a younger team, but they're in a section that is favorable for a state tournament run. Burnsville can't save it. And the reason I mention that, it looked like Bloomington Jefferson would coast, but they suffered an injury to Ellie Sealing as we take a look at that last play for Burnsville. And Prior Lake finding another run, following an ace from Ella Joesting. That is her first. Joesting with a service error. That is her third. And Burnsville may be exhaling a little bit. Now, Bloomington Jefferson, it looked like they would ride home free to a state tournament berth in Section 6-4A. But Ellie Sealing, one of their top hitters, suffered an injury, hasn't played in a while. And Jefferson's depth not as strong as some other teams, so the Jaguars are vulnerable. Someone like Burnsville, Edina, another team to watch as well, could be a dark horse to make it to state. That hit the tape, I believe, yes. As we discussed before, Prior Lake, a brutal section. Shakopee, Chaska, and Minnetonka all in that group. Mesaiya done well in that left corner, and Burnsville with 6 set points. It's only fitting if this does go to a 5th. We had 2 epic sets that needed extras. Good eye by number 16, Tori Fuller. So officially that will be a point off the block for Mesaiya Bettis. Here's another look. Tori Fuller was going to play it up until the last minute, and she noticed, hey, that's not staying in play. I'll take the free point, thank you very much. And we will settle this in a 5th and final set. One of the most dominant performances we've seen, 25-18 in a game of back and forth drama. We had 2 extended sets, and now we will settle this in a 5th and final. I had a 5-set thriller last night with Southwest Christian and Mary Lutheran. That one, though, was expected with the battle of 2 number 1s. These 2 aren't battling for that number 1 spot in Class 4A, but they're hoping for a big win nonetheless. Back in a moment, we will settle this in a 5th and final set.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
One more set to decide this after Burnsville won the 4th set 25-18. And take a look at the line score, the box score from this one. If you're just joining us live on the TSB Television YouTube channel or on Burnsville Community TV, that has been the story. An epic battle of youth versus experience. A young Burnsville squad eked out a set 2 win, 40-38. Prior Lake took the 3rd set in extras, 28-26. Burnsville won that last set, 25-18. The hitting numbers about the same. Burnsville 12, Prior Lake 10. But let's take a look at some of the highlights. One of the keys for Burnsville in that 4th set was getting Kiylah Franke involved early. She only had 3 kills in the 4th set, but she added a pair of aces. And Prior Lake struggling a little bit too in the service game. They have 12 service errors, 6 for Burnsville. And in a game as close as this one, all those little things do add up. So that's the story of this one. The question is, who will win it in this 5-set marathon? And marathon is fitting for this one. Another note, Julia Hanson had just 4 kills in that 3rd set. She had 8 after lighting it up in the first 2 sets. So she's up to 27. But Julia Hanson taking a reduced role. We'll see if that changes in set 5. For Burnsville, it comes down to Franke and Bettis. What do they do? Bettis with her best game of the season, her first 20-kill performance. Unofficially, I've got her at 25. Franke at 17 kills, if you're keeping track. And we're underway in set 5. As you know, that's going to be a ball handling error. Not the way to start for Burnsville. As you know, set 5 is played to 15 points. You still have to win by 2, of course, But we play to 15, although the way these two teams have gone back and forth as Hansen goes off speed for the kill, I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 25 or something like that in this 5th set. Remember, we had the equivalent of one back in the 2nd set, 40-38, in the longest set of the season for both teams. Franke with the heat from the back row, and that goes behind the Prior Lake bench. That is out of play, and that is a welcome sight if you're Burnsville. Prior Lake, as we noted, when they go the distance, 3-1, including 3 straight wins a couple of weeks ago. Hanson, back to her old self. She's closing in on 30. Burnsville, as we take another look at that play, Burnsville went the distance, or I should say has not gone the distance, as Prior Lake picks up the ace from Gardner. Burnsville has not gone the distance in a regular season game. Prior Lake leads 4-1. Prior Lake has had some 3-set games in tournament competition, but this is their first 5-setter. Franke will score as that ball could not be corralled in time. 4-2 now. It's important for both sides to remember, don't get caught up over an early lead or an early deficit. These two teams find ways to respond valiantly. And whatever happens, these teams have played extraordinarily well. That up goes into the ceiling, and Hansen lands another point. And that puts her at 30. She started the season with 3 20-kill performances. This, unofficially, is her first 30-kill game. All sorts of records and milestones being set tonight. And Burnsville hit with an error. Timeout Blaze. Prior Lake with a 6-2 lead. And remember, the first to 15 wins the 5th set. What a game for those of you watching live on the TSB Television YouTube channel and locally on Burnsville Community TV. And I don't know what else there is to say. Julia Hansen has stepped up. She's stepping up big in this 5th set after struggling a little bit in those 3rd and 4th sets. And whatever happens for Burnsville, you have to appreciate and admire the talent and the grit from Mesaiya Bettis and Kiylah Franke. That will be a tandem to follow for the rest of this season and next season as we slowly work our way back to normal from the pandemic. Prior Lake will look a lot different next year with their senior heavy lineup, but any chance you get to see Julia Hansen before the season is out, take advantage. Prior Lake may not be the top team in Class 4A, but Julia Hansen, one of the best hitters we have, and I wouldn't be surprised if she gets considered for Miss Volleyball honors. Back to action. 6-2. Hansen fires, yes. Four kills for Hansen. Connell's serving for the Lakers. Franke blocked. Benson bats a free ball over. It's Washington up the middle. Now that's a name we haven't called in a long time. Sierra Washington, and Prior Lake leads 8-2. They're well on their way. But they haven't won it just yet. Connell serving again. Franke scoring off the block. Burnsville can't get too dejected. They can't flinch too much yet. They've worked their way back from deficits before and have given Prior Lake all they can muster. Harvey with another off-speed hit, and Kiylah Harvey, maybe one of the unsung heroes at Prior Lake, hangs on and wins this game. Hanson with the service error. And again, you can live with the mistakes because more often than not, Hanson will deliver for you, and I can't wait to see what she'll do with Hugh McCutcheon guiding her next year with the Gophers. Minnesota and the Big Ten, a great volleyball conference filled with top talent. Kiylah Harvey with a top hit. And Harvey has quite the trend here. She has earned a pair of kills in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th sets. As we said, maybe the unsung hero. The talk of the game may be Hanson, but there's a reason you see 6 on the floor. It's not a one-on-one sport. Alex Lloyd hits that one out of bounds. That is the first hitting error for Prior Lake. The first 5-set game this season for Burnsville. Service error on Franke, so they cancel each other out. The errors, that is. Prior Lake, 3-1 in 5-set matches. Lloyd got it. Burnsville uses up the second and final timeout. They trail 12-5. And you wonder if fatigue or lack of experience in a 5-set situation is coming into play, because to make it to a 5th set requires an intense amount of stamina and concentration. And remember, we've had a litany of extra points, a 40-38 second set, a 28-26 third set. So you effectively tack on another set with that. These teams have played the equivalent of 6 sets in this game, and Prior Lake, with their senior-heavy lineup, might have a little more in the tank. Again, this will be a great learning opportunity for the Blaze no matter what. They've earned my trust, or they've earned my respect. First time I've made the trip out to Burnsville, and if I'm back to do volleyball next season, I'm definitely circling this team on the calendar. Burnsville has earned my respect and gratitude for what they've accomplished. Prior Lake has done so as well. This is, simply put, a fantastic South Suburban Conference battle, and that is one reason why Mesaiya Bettis. We know how tough the South Suburban is and the depth of talent that goes all the way down the conference. Eastview had the Metro Player of the Year in Lauren Krause, who is now playing at the University of Minnesota. Julia Hanson will join her. And Burnsville responds with a couple of points. That is an ace for Tori Fuller. Just her second ace of the season. It's 12-7. Another extended rally brewing. Bettis from the left side. Got there a little too early for the windup, but Prior Lake not able to fire one off. Bettis will try again, and she misses the mark. Burnsville out of timeouts. Prior Lake 2 away. They had a grueling stretch, 7 games last week, 3 regular season and 4 tournament games. Hoping to wrap up the week with back-to-back wins. They beat Eastview on Monday in 4 sets. Mesaiya Bettis not ready to go away quietly. And Bettis, 27 kills unofficially, a season high for her. Just a freshman. She and Franke getting some looks at D2 and D3 schools. They're hoping to get some D1s down the road. And with time, that could happen. Julia Hanson scores again. And Prior Lake with 6 set points to win it. They've done well in 5-set matches. That serve put Burnsville out of position. They go to the right, and that hits the net. So Prior Lake can't celebrate just yet. But Burnsville in a hole, 14-9. Bettis to serve. They set up for Hanson. Hanson misfires. She was ready to end it. But we play on. Burnsville still in this, 14-10. Hanson going off speed. Franke is there for the dig. Here's Franke. Lloyd got under it. Franke deflected. The set from Haugen to Hanson. Yes! It's only fitting. Julia Hanson scored the first point for Prior Lake on offense. She scores the last point for Prior Lake on offense. 6 kills in the final set. 33 unofficially. And Prior Lake wins in 5, 15-10. What a marathon. What a game. An incredible performance for both teams. A tip of the cap to both of them, but unfortunately there can only be one winner. That time it was Prior Lake. They win 25-19, 40-38, 28-26, 18-25, 15-10. We'll see if we can get a word with Julia Hanson before we call it a night. You're watching high school girls volleyball. The Lakers knock off the Blaze in 5 sets.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
And we are joined by Julia Hanson and Alex Lloyd. Julia Hanson, unofficially 33 kills in this game. Julia, your first 30-kill effort this season. It was a 5-set marathon. The second set may have been the longest of any set I've seen this season. What is your reaction after closing out and wrapping it up with a win?
Well, I just think my team really fought and we battled and we did what we did and we came out with the win.
What does it say about the team's grit, experience, and leadership to respond after dropping that second set, 40-38, coming back to win the third set in extras, and then fighting off Burnsville again when it looked like they had momentum on their side in the fourth set?
We just really wanted it and we came out and fought.
That you did. So going into that fifth set, what did you and your coach talk about? You knew it was going to be a thriller. You got the early run. How crucial was that?
That was very crucial. I think my team just knew, we're not losing this match after how hard we fought, so we came out and we just pushed as hard as we could.
And how relieved are you after the longest game you've probably played this season? You got the win out of it. How relieving is it after playing what seemed like an endless amount of points?
Very, very relieving. It's awesome.
Well, and one of her helpers, like we said, it's not just Julia, Alex Lloyd as well. Alex and Julia, stay right here because we'll have one more thing to close out with you. But Alex, you didn't score as many kills as Julia Hansen did, but you did cross 100 for the season tonight. And plays from you, Kiylah Franke, they all chipped in, and that made the difference as well. How does that senior leadership help you in 5-set games like this?
I think it's just really awesome to have a whole team come around you and support you. Obviously, you're not going to get every kill, but I think it's really fun to know that you can rely on your whole team.
And this is a battle of youth versus experience. Burnsville, some younger players, but they're certainly talented. We certainly saw that out of Franke and Bettis. So when you have that kind of back and forth between two different sets of teams, how does that play into your strategy?
I think it's you have to really work to mix things up because they were really changing things up throughout the set. So we had to work together to figure out what was open. And it was really fun to see our team come together and find those open spots on the court and figure out how to play against them.
And how do you think this win signals the team coming together and their progress from the start of the season? You're now 4-1 in 5-set games. You had that big win over Minnetonka, so Prior Lake may not be the favorite in Section 2, but you have asserted yourself as one of the dark horses.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Our team has come a long way. We started with quite a few new players working together, and it's been really fun to see us all come together and pull out this win.
And before we wrap things up, you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, all my family.
And Julia, who would you like to say hi to? Let's make sure to get it. Yes, get the headset on first.
I would just like to say hi to my family and everyone watching.
And not to mention her future teammates who might be watching this too.
Yeah.
Who are wearing maroon and gold. Uh-oh, Kiylah Franke. She's going to get a picture. Kiylah, you know I charge for that, right? No, I'm kidding. But Kiylah Franke capturing this moment. Relish this moment because no matter what, this showed your grit, your tenacity, and your experience. This was a well-played game. Glad we got a chance to share some of these moments with you, but congrats on the win, and enjoy your weekend off after that 7-game stretch last week.
Thank you.
So that is Julia Hansen and Alex Lloyd from Prior Lake, and that wraps up our coverage here from Burnsville High School on Burnsville Community TV and then the TSB Television YouTube channel. For the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Eden. Thank you for watching a live edition of High School Girls Volleyball.